China after allegedly stealing water bottles. The shooting, which took place back in 2023, would finally see its day in court this past week, with the Asian owner of the store where the alleged theft and killing would take place would be found not guilty for murder, sending instant reactions across social media. On Thursday, Godfrey, who is no stranger to speaking out against injustice, would sound off over the story and would even call out an Asian man who would go viral by daring the Black community to boycott Asian-owned businesses in their neighborhood.
Okay, so I'm going to play the clip of him daring Black people to boycott Asian businesses. And although this video has gone viral, a lot of people have not seen it. And of course, I need you guys to be aware of it. So I'm going to play this brief clip, and then I'll play two more brief clips and then get to the presentation. Can y'all see my screen?
Yep.
Cool.
I love when the Black community says, let's boycott Asian businesses. Please do. We'll get rid of the Chinese takeout, the dry cleaners, the laundromats. Let's get rid of the liquor stores as well. Get rid of the Jordans you guys wear, the Nikes you wear, the shower caps, the Hondas, the Hyundais, all your car electricians, the electronics in your house, the Sony, the TV system, your sound system, the microphones that you guys use to rap and speak about awareness for the Black culture and the hip-hop culture. Where do you think that's made in? That's made all in Asia. And here's another thing for you guys. You guys want us to leave the neighborhood so bad? Oh, Asian people are not neighborhoods? We're in white neighborhoods. We have our own Chinatown. We have our own Koreatown. You think we really need you guys to benefit off and make money? A lot of us do go to college as well. You're being outworked by immigrants who barely speak English. And you're not embarrassed? Go to the bank, start your own businesses, and deal with your own people. I want to see your own women get on their hands and knees and do pedicures and manicures and deal with nasty-ass attitudes, okay? Please, boycott Asian business. I'm all for it.
So that was the video that kicked off the boycott. After the 14-year-old was murdered in South Carolina, Black people were talking about boycotting the Asian business that did it. This guy comes on, I think maybe a day or two later, and makes that video, and then that's when the boycott started to happen. So that video is what pissed off Black people who were already pissed off about the young man being murdered, and then it went from there. And these next two clips are some of the major attitudes that I've been hearing from these Asian people. So can you guys see this Asian woman on my screen?
Yeah.
Cool.
This is gonna be an unpopular fucking opinion, and I'm gonna call you out since you motherfuckers don't seem to fucking understand. Every single one of you over there boycotting Asian business and spreading more Asian hate, you fucking Black fucking people with your Black fatigue, okay? And what your people call niggerism. Yeah, not my words, those are your people words. You people that is living in that Black culture mentality, the poor victim mentality, thinking that people still owe you fucking reparations. Yeah, you motherfuckers. I'm the one talking to you motherfuckers. Every single one of you failing in life. And then you want to blame everybody else. You see this whole Cyrus case and Mr. Chow? None of this would have happened if you motherfuckers raised your fucking kids right. That fucking little boy witnessed some of his business trying to steal fucking water, okay? Now, I might not agree with Mr. Chow chasing the fucking boy and shooting him fucking in Timbuktu, okay, wherever the fuck he was. But here's the crazy part. If you had disciplined your fucking boy right, he wouldn't be in someone's store trying to steal fucking a 50-cent bottle of fucking water in the first place, okay? Not only that, you go and attack the fucking attorney defending his clients. And then here's the truth of the matter. Your people, there are 7 Black jurors who found your kid responsible, making Mr. Chow, okay, not guilty because they understand your fucking culture, your mentality. You failed your kid. Your society failed your kid. Your mentality failed your kid. That niggerism fucking attitude failed your fucking kid. Now, if you can't reflect on that, and if you can't understand and take accountability for your fucking failure, this will continue. More Black kids are gonna die. Your community is still gonna struggle, and your people will fucking continue to be in poverty. No one's gonna give you a fucking handout. Stop asking for a fucking handout. Stop thinking you're gonna fucking make bank off your fucking kid's death, okay? What you need to fucking do is self-reflect on your people, your culture, your fucking community, and stop blaming everybody everybody else. Let me tell you, boycotting the fucking Asian community, they're probably thanking God that your fucking black ass don't fucking go into their fucking store anymore to cause a fucking muck.
All right, and then there's
Wow.
one more. Yeah, I know, right? And then there's one more. And y'all see this brother on my screen right here? Okay, someone, I'm not sure. I think, is that Miss Fontenot? We need to get somebody muted. Okay. All right, so can y'all see this brother on my screen?
Yes.
Cool. All right. This is the last one.
Roll that.
Imagine hating the word so much, but yet you still use it on your own folks. And another thing, if you want to cancel all this business, by all means, go ahead and try to cancel, boycott the hair, walk around with your bald ass head, don't eat the Chinese food, don't do any of that, okay? Because let me tell you, there is not enough black-owned business for y'all trying to cancel everybody, boycott this, and let's not do this. You wouldn't survive. You would not survive in that community without all these other business. And then you're going to go, no one wants to invest in our neighborhood. Why do you think they don't want to invest in your neighborhood? Because you got your ratchety ass kids going around stealing everybody all the time. Okay, go ahead, cancel all the business. I'm just saying what everybody's thinking. And you mad because you know I'm right. And then you go on national TV talking about, oh, how he was racially profiled and how everybody is racist. Well, had you whoop your son's ass and made sure he wasn't walking around with a pistol, he wouldn't be Mr. Child.
A lot of her messaging was targeted at the sister.
Okay, so that is the sentiment of a large majority of Asians, and I've heard a lot, and it goes downhill from there. But not go downhill, but that's quite pervasive. So of course, what we want to deal with is take advantage of this opportunity. It's extremely rare that we have melanated African descendants that are on the same page about the same thing at the same time. We don't want to miss out on this opportunity like so many of us did when it came to George Floyd and the Black Lives Matter movement, which turned out to be not as righteous as they pretended to be. This is an opportunity for us to really make some things happen in a way that's going to positively benefit our people moving forward. So this is where I start my 8-minute timer, Fundi Karima, because I don't want to take too long. And I'm gonna go through this and lay this thing out and then answer any questions if anyone has any. So I'm back to the presentation. Can you guys see my screen, what we're dealing with?
Yes.
Cool. All right. So what we're dealing with, surprise, surprise, is a group of people, not just Asians, keep that in mind, which you guys probably already know, who don't respect, value, or appreciate us, our struggle, our history. They don't even know our history or our struggle or our business, despite the fact that they make multiple millions of dollars off of us every single year. And they've been doing that, some of them, for 20, 30, 40 years. We can't afford to continue to operate this way. But who's offering? A lot of people are talking about the issue and the boycott, but who's offering practical solutions as to what happens next, or what should we be doing simultaneously as we are boycotting? And of course, we have to have practical solutions, otherwise we're simply marking time. So the boycott is an absolutely phenomenal, great start, but by their nature, they are temporary. They can be a long, drawn-out process. A boycott is a negotiating tactic, and we are most certainly beyond negotiating. We need a shift in power from them to us, and there's simply too much at stake to merely boycott. So we have to get as many people as possible who are paying attention, who are pissed off, upset, hurt, aggravated. We have to get them to understand that the boycott is good, but we got to take it a step further. So what is happening right now in 2026 moving forward? There have been continued attacks on Black representation. And let me say that if you did not know, if you did not believe or don't believe, trust and believe that Project 2025 is very real. These people are not playing games with us at all. Continued dismantling of Black voting districts, 75 to 80% of cuts to AFDC and WIC. That's food for children who come from impoverished homes. Continued cuts to veterans benefits, continued attacks on the homeless, Head Start and early child education cuts, cuts to Medicaid, Pell Grant and public education dollars cut, eliminating 50,000 plus government jobs, AI replacing human jobs, and the creation of a black police state. What kind of country? We have to ask ourselves this question. What kind of country is being created for melanated and poor communities? Some of you know that I started a digital magazine called Growth for Care Digital maybe like a year and a half ago. And I started that magazine because so much was happening to Black people around the country per Project 2025, Black and poor people, Black and poor grassroots people, that I needed a way to keep our people in the loop as it relates to what was going on in the country and how it was going to affect us. I'm now sharing an issue of that magazine. Do you guys see my screen with Project 2025 at the top?
Yes.
Okay, so I just want to give you guys an idea of what this is what they propose to cut and what they have already cut. As far as what we know, because God knows we don't know everything. The Department of Education, the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, Homeland Security, Health and Human Services, Department of Justice, Department of Energy, Department of Transportation, Department of Labor, Department of the Interior, Department of the Treasury, Veterans Affairs, Department of Agriculture, Corps of Engineers, National Aeronautics and Space Administration, National Science Foundation, small agency eliminations, a lot of cuts to small business, small agency elimination. I think I already said that one. So totally, we have as of right. This was 3 months ago. $128 billion is what they have cut from the budget, which is not coming back, at least not as long as this administration is in power. So if that 128 billion has been cut and is not coming back, how many people is that going to affect? How many lives are going to be changed? What sort of services will people no longer get? We have, as Black people, we have to ask ourselves that very, very, very critically important question. Because despite the fact if you are affected by these cuts or not, you are going to be affected by these cuts. Because desperate people do desperate things. And if people are no longer getting what they're used to getting to make their lives not a living hell, then they're going to lash out, and that lashing out could be done in a number of ways. But because of how people with money are maneuvering, they will be protected. They will be safe. It's those of us that live among people who are having to deal with all of these cuts. We're going to be the ones that have to deal with the fallout because that's how things are being set up. So the only solution is for us to revisit a new version of Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street was a community, but we have to elevate that. The only solution for Black people, if we don't want to become a permanent underclass, I'm sorry, can you guys see my screen? It says the solution at the top.
Yes.
Cool. So the only solution for Black people, if we don't want to become a permanent underclass in America, Africa, or the diaspora, is for us to elevate and position ourselves to politically run the spaces where we're the majority. We absolutely must control villages, townships, small and mid-sized cities. If we are the majority in a space, we have to control that space, because if we don't, other people do, and we know how that looks. This is why a boycott isn't enough. We can't have a solution with a deadline. If there is a deadline, it has to end with empowerment for us, spiritually, culturally, economically, educationally, socioeconomically, and politically. And if the solution doesn't end with that, it's not a complete solution, and it won't work. So this is the crux of the matter. This is the secret sauce, and this is where the power dynamic lies. What if we got one Black person per day who said they wanted to see us win with this boycott? They were ready to elevate. They wanted to see the Black community be better. What if we got one person one day? What could we do if those persons gave a small amount of money? So let's say on Monday, Brother Tamani, I want to see Black people win in positive ways. I know I can't do it by myself, so I go out and get one other person, Fundi Karima. So on Monday, we got 2 Black people who say they want to see Black people win, but we realize there's only 2 of us, so we got to get more Black people. So on Tuesday, I go get one of my brothers, she go get one of her sisters, and we got 4 Black people. We realize that we're solid with 4, but it's not enough, so we do the same thing on Wednesday. 1 getting 1. We got 8 on Wednesday. We go do it again on Thursday. 1 getting 1. We got 16 on Thursday. We do that on Friday. We do that on Saturday, and we do that on Sunday. So in 7 days, one getting one, we got 128 black people, all of whom have said that they want to see us win with this boycott. They're ready to elevate the boycott, and they want to be a part of something that matters. If we continue to do that for 28 days, not even the full 30 days, oh, that's what we're going to do here. If we only did it for 28 days, we'd have enough black people that if everybody gave $5 per month, just $5, we'd have over $2.6 billion in less than 30 days. If you do not believe me, I will show you the spreadsheet. Better yet, I will show it to you. I'll send it to you. The numbers are the numbers are the numbers. Exponential growth is absolutely phenomenal, and we can use this to move ourselves forward in a very, very, very righteously powerful way and make some things happen. This is based on one getting one. What if everybody got two? You're talking about that much more money. But let's say we screw it up. We screw it up because we've never done it before, because we have issues, because we've been through so much. This is our first time. Let's say we screw it up and we can't get one getting one perfectly, and we only get a percentage of our goal for 30 days. Let's say if we mess it up because we've never done this before and we only got 50%. We still got $1.5 billion. And remember, we're talking about $5 a month. Let's say if we only got 25% of that goal of one getting one. We got $671 million per month. If we only got 10%, $268 million. Let's say if we really screwed up, then we only got 1%, which is $26 million. The question we have to ask ourselves is that if we're only 1% successful, are we still ahead with $26 million per month? Hell yeah, we are. Because as of right now, we don't have that as a collective community. Now, add to that, this is where the boycott comes in and why we absolutely must elevate this thing. Add to that what we spend our money on in our communities with other people. And this is what the Asian guy was talking about. The restaurants, the gas stations, the mini marts, the grocery stores, the beauty supplies, the nail salons, all the other businesses that we support. This is what elevating the boycott looks like, which is why it's an absolute must do. Now, of course, this thing won't work out perfectly. It won't be one getting one because the math won't work that way. Some days one might get five and some days nobody might get one. But the idea is that if we all, not all, if enough of us did a little bit and we focus the energy of those that did a little bit on and in key areas, we can most certainly elevate this boycott and make some things happen. If we had the right leadership when George Floyd was murdered, and if Black Lives Matter was led by the right people, you had people all over the world giving to Black Lives Matter. This can become that with the right leadership team, with the right marketing, with the right approach. And the beauty of this is that it's simple, it's easy, it's something anybody can do if they want to be a part. And again, all we're talking about doing at this stage, of course, there will be other things that have to be done at other stages, but it will be done by people who are already in certain spaces, who already know what they're doing in those spaces. So at this stage, we need to get as many people as possible to understand the importance of one getting one, which is getting one person to see this video. If you agree with the video, then getting another person, another melanated African descendant to see the video and then go from there. So we need to get as many people as possible to draw a line. This is a series of things that we're already doing in the community. This campaign, draw a line and pick a side. We need to get as many people as possible to draw a line between the money that we've been giving and the money that we understand we can't afford to continue to give. So we need you to draw a line and pick a side. And hopefully that side is the Black side, and we keep moving from there. The 30-day calendar, one getting one for 30 days, begins now. We want you to be the first to one get one. There are 11 of us here. The numbers that I showed you guys is based on one getting one. So tomorrow we would only have two if there was only me getting started. But if there's 11 of us getting started, then tomorrow we got 22, and we go from there. The second thing we need to do is we need you to get your one. You become the first one. You go get one more. And if you're feeling really good, add two to it. And then the third thing is make some time to help us inform as many people as possible. If you go to YouTube or Google and type in Black boycott, Asian hate, Black boycott, Asian challenge, Black boycott, murder, anything along those lines, murder in South Carolina, you're going to see the videos, especially if it's on YouTube. And you see that this thing is going viral because everybody's talking about it. Nobody is giving solutions, which is what we're proposing here. So if we get enough people to become a part of the solution, which is very, very, very simple at this stage, then we can move to the most critically important part, which is building a team that has expertise in what we need people to do. We need to build a team that has expertise, understanding, knowledge, experience in the critical industries that we want to infiltrate. From the nail salons to the convenience stores to the beauty salons to the restaurants. The beauty industry is going to be touchy because there's so much control by Asians, and there's a psychological aspect to that. So that might take a bit more time, but the other industries are most certainly wide open. And again, this is not just the elevating the boycott. This is also the one getting one. So we need a legal team because we got to understand how to fight this thing legally as well, because we got to build our own businesses. And you can't do that without a legal understanding and or structure. We got to have real estate expertise. We got to have construction expertise, marketing, et cetera, et cetera. So who do you know? Your one getting one is you getting another melanated Black person, a melanated African descendant, to watch the video, agree with what we're saying, and then fill out the information on the website, which I'm about to show you guys. And then ask yourself, who do you know that has expertise in these critically important areas so that we can move forward and make this thing a reality. And the last thing I'm going to share is, and I am about a minute over my 8 minutes, so I do apologize. The last thing I'm going to share is the website, just so you guys will know where to go to fill out the information as we build this one getting one mechanism. So this is the website, growforcare.org. You go here and click on the challenge accepted. It's right. It's the third thing after about us, challenge accepted. And you know, I give reasons as to why we need to do this. Top 10 reasons why people need to join us. And you fill out the form. It's really easy. And I will be tracking our progress here. So when people start to give us the information and come on board, I'm hoping and praying that this will grow, and then we'll go from there. So that's on our website, growforcare.org. Click on challenge accepted, and then we grow and build from here. So that is it. I'm 1 minute over, not counting the videos. I apologize for that. I know I can be long-winded, but that is it. There's a lot to this. I plan to go live every day for the next 30 days for, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 minutes to give an update as to where we are, and then we continue to build from there. This is most certainly doable. We're not talking about rocket science. We're talking about getting a core group to chime in and get people to watch the video, because again, everybody's talking about it, but nobody's talking about elevating the boycott to be something that will put us, melanated African descendants, in the driver's seat of local business. And of course, what we do, because our game plan is never just one thing, we use that momentum, we use those monies, we use those resources, we use the intellectual capital that will be coming to us to put ourselves in a position by which we can lock in on our spiritual understanding and connectivity. We can lock in on building a culture that's pro-Black and not a nigger factory. We can lock in on elevating education as we see fit. We can lock in on the economics and really expand this thing to be something that we can make history here because we've never done this before. Lock in on the importance of socioeconomics and, of course, politics, because if we don't have local political control, we can never take over those municipalities. And again, if we're not in control of the spaces where we live, especially if we're the majority, then it's most certainly checkmate for our people. So, Brother Shevis, you have a question or comment?
Can you hear me, brother?
I can hear you.
Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Great presentation as usual. We're in such interesting times, man. We're in such interesting times. Just to keep it relevant, I had to get some salon products earlier. When I walked in mindlessly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just thinking, I got to get something. And I seen the Asian lady right there. I turned my Black ass right around.
Yeah.
Right around. So that's what we need. We need that kind of attitude. You stumble, make the best of it, and turn your ass around. Um, there's some truth to what they say, right? And that's
Sure.
the shame in our community.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? We are certainly not all that those motherfuckers say. We are not a monolith, and we're certainly not the gangster entertainer call that they love to poke at us at. They forget that we are inventors. They forget that we are original royalty. So we got to make them really feel it. So I'm all down with a boycott, and I got somebody that can join me, and I'm certainly down to put my brick in with dollars every month, that kind of thing. But it's so much more acute, right? Malcolm Gladwell is not on a lot, especially in our spaces, is not on the top list of authors.
Yeah.
But he's a brilliant author, and I'll dial this back. I generally revere you to be who you are based on who your father is, based on what Malcolm Gladwell's mother is a black woman, so he grew up with the culture, with a sister, and so he wrote this book called Outliers, the story of success. And I always, in my incarceration many years ago, before I woke up, well, I think when I was really waking up to what was going on and grabbing consciousness, he writes in Outliers as an example of success that Asian communities rear their children with this kind of learning. To mathematics, teach their kids to read math from left to right. Whereas we suffer and we accept the American education of mathematics as a problem at the root. And so it's not just our consumer practices. we gotta really dial back and change the way we even educate our some things. Because again, we're moving into a cashless society. And most of us believe that cash is king. So it's so much more than changing your consumer practices. It's really adjusting and shifting your affiliations. You know what I mean? And as you said, Tamani, we've got a grand opportunity to put some bark behind our bite and show that we can be FUBU, that we can be the big three.
Yeah.
We've got a great opportunity.
Yeah.
We've got a great opportunity to call our leaders in. You might remember me when we first met. I said, man, we need to coin something called refining the mindset. I'm through with the thinking spaces where we need to start. A lot of us need to come on with it. Bring your pain, your happiness, your sadness, your joy, and let's make a smoothie of new understanding, or rather not new, because can't nothing be new, but refined. And this is this space that I imagine. We used to have it with a brand called Creative Group Economics, where we could all come in and bring our children with us and help our children reimagine, because our children, as innocent as they are, they're really conditioned to the integration, because that's so like in their faces. But we can turn our children to be segregated as I grew up learning how to be. And it wasn't to start discord. It was just to know where we were first.
Yeah,
and so it's so much more.
Let me
So
add
much more.
Let me add to Chevis, because I don't want to extend this out to go into the next phase. So, as you already know, this is most certainly a multi-layered, multi-tiered, interrelated system and things that we have to do. Unfortunately, we can't do any of it. We can't be in a capitalistic system with no capital. And as you just said, which is what I'm saying, this is an opportunity for us to capitalize on, billions that have been made that are up for grabs if we put ourselves in a position. And once we do that, or simultaneously as we're doing that, then of course, everything you're saying becomes a part of it, because we simply can't maneuver and move if we don't get, that's why I said the spirituality and the culture first. If we don't get those two things right, which is what you're saying, everything else is for naught. Okay. All right. So does anyone else have a question or comment before we wrap this thing up? Brother Ray said in the chat, Solution must be a change in lifestyle. Amen, Brother Ray. It has to be a change in spiritual connectivity and understanding. It has to be a change in culture, which is lifestyle. It has to be a change, like Shepard was saying. We have to be willing to rethink some things as it relates to how we've done business, not only with other people, but with ourselves in our own spaces, in our own homes. So there's a lot. It's a lot. And this is one of the reasons why we're not looking and or expecting, everybody or even 50% of the bodies to be a part of this thing. And we're not looking for that, and we don't need that. We can get a good 35% participation of our people who want to be a part of something that matters, and we can change the world, because that's how we roll. So no one else has a question or comment? Going once.
Great.
Well, you said
Presentation.
you said something in the beginning that a lot of people are not paying attention.
Yes, sir.
Even from Project 2025, nobody's paying attention.
That's
It's
right.
like we go along with what's happening. We can always talk about Bozo, but nobody's going to do anything about Bozo.
Yeah.
When we say they're eliminating the voting, we still got to vote.
Yep.
And that we got to get that over to people. We still got to vote.
Yeah.
I think this is a pretty good idea. But a lot of people haven't even heard about this Asian thing.
Right.
Boycott Asians. We need to put that out more.
Yeah. And Major, that this is one of the things that we have to keep in mind. This is something that you will, if you guys have ever heard Brother Craig Lee speak, 2 or 3 times, he mentions the importance of money, status, and materialism. This is an opportunity for us to get the attention of people who only focus on money, status, and materialism. So if we only get this thing 1% right, and we got $26 million coming into an organization that's 100% focused on the empowerment and freedom of Black people from a grassroots level up, then we can do things that I've never seen any Black grassroots organization do, which is having commercials, having infomercials, having a professional marketing campaign that's done by professionals on multiple platforms. So, again, if we only get this thing 1% right, what we'll be able to do is some things that we've never done because we've never come at the problem that way. We don't have that kind of experience. We don't think of it that way. So you are 100% correct, Major Colomo. And I was surprised when I was sharing with the people that are woke Black people. They didn't know what I was talking about. So and this is another reason why the one getting one is so important. Because if one is getting one for 28, 30 days, then the number of people we can reach the numbers are frightening. And I don't even share the numbers because they're so large. But this exponential growth, math is math, it is what it is. So if we do this and if we only get a small percentage right, that small percentage is huge. And then we just maneuver. And of course, keep in mind, we're talking about starving them out of Black spaces and taking over and are starting our own. We have the upper hand. The ball is in our court. The question is, what are we going to do? Brother Craig, were you about to say something?
Yeah, great presentation. Great evening to all of the participants of this evening. And you did a real good job of laying this thing out. In order to, of course, transform the human, those of us who remain human, in order to get the body to move, you got to have the other 3 components acting in synergy, and that's the mind, the spirit, and the soul. And that's why spirituality and right culture is so important. Chevis just talked about what some Asian families do, but it's all, what he described was all culture. So when you're dealing with a people who are culturally disconnected, culturally detached, The culture is the bonding agent for us. And as I give presentations throughout the country about the illusion of Black Wall Street during segregation and the illusion of Black Wall Street during legalized apartheid America, people will immediately say, what are you talking about? An illusion. And I say, well, they really never existed. And they say, oh, Greenwood and North Carolina and, this and that. I say, yes, those perceptively existed, but they really didn't exist because it wasn't organic. They were forced upon us, those situations, because of segregation and legalized apartheid. The litmus test to see whether or not those places actually existed or would organically exist has been over the past 56 years. And we see what has transpired. The narrative is the majority of those 200 plus Black townships were destroyed because of racism, white supremacy, bombing, and whatnot. And while that is true in a few examples, some of them, they're not true in the majority. The majority of them were destroyed based on the Great Migration. And just the fact that the majority of our people didn't want anything else to do with the South. And we did this, and it's understandable why we did it, but we're living the past 56 years in the litmus test for what transpired between 1864 and 1954, where our people created over 200 Black townships. So we have to be definitely intentional about the reality that the vast majority of our people are completely disconnected and detached from culture, and that is the bonding agent. The unfortunate reality, we now have individuals using the term culture so incorrectly and so cavalierly subject, corporate culture. I heard somebody use the term culture the other day with something that was so ignorant. It was just absolutely crazy. But the biggest issue is when they're using the term with so-called hip hop, because people really have grown to believe within in and of themselves, especially hip hop, is actually culture, and it is not. The arts is just one component of culture. And if you don't understand it, you really won't see how messed up our people are as it relates to this thing right now. This is our task. This is the task. And I'm glad that you gave the presentation to Money, because we have to start simple and small and grow at a foundational level, because most of our people try to look at this thing from a macro perspective, and there's no way, if you look at it from a macro perspective, that we'll ever be able to accomplish it. But I just wanted to share that and tell you, man, great presentation.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Before we go and log off, Major Clomo, were you about to say something else before Brother Craig started to speak? I wasn't sure if I cut you off. No? Major Clomo going once, going twice. Okay. On that note, as always, thank you guys for taking time out.
I was muted. Hold on for a second.
All
I
right.
say a lot of people don't know about this Asian boycott. It's going to be like a PSA out of those two videos of the woman and that guy, and put it out to the public, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, to put that in motion.
Yeah.
And then your plan.
Yeah, 100%. Yes, sir. Yeah, I agree. And again, Major,
let's get it out there.
Yeah, that's the plan. To get it out there, and And as simple as it might seem, if we get one person per day to share it with one person per day, like I said, there are 11 of us here. If we did that one getting one moving forward, you know, in 5 days we got 100 plus people, and then we just go from there. So the one getting one is powerful. We just need to make sure that the one is actually getting the one. And then we continue to build. So of course, you know, I'm going to put it on the website, and of course I'm going to share it on social media. But of course it becomes that much more powerful when everybody is putting it on their social media and everybody's sharing. Because again, that video of the first Asian guy, that video went viral and it's all over YouTube. So people are talking about it, but what puts us in a superior position is that everybody's talking about the boycott. Nobody's talking about elevating the boycott or a realistic solution that the boycott needs to morph into. And they're not talking about it because they don't have that level of thinking. And it can't just be the boycott because, okay, so what if the Asians apologize? Then the boycott ends and they go back to controlling all the economic. I mean, you know, we can't do that. We can't afford that. So yeah. Amen, Major. I will most certainly do that and get as many people as possible to do the same thing.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm with you.
Cool. I know you are, brother. Okay. On that note, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. I completely forgot I was supposed to go live on Facebook. So I'm going to, once I download this, I'll do the Facebook Live thing and just play the recording. So I appreciate you guys being here. I really, really, really do. We do have a tremendous opportunity. And as one of my mentors used to always say, if no one can do everything, but if everyone does something, everything will get done. We just need to make sure that everyone is doing something. So always remember that nothing is more sacred than the empowerment and freedom, the liberation and salvation of Black people. Because if Black people don't make it, because we are connected to the Black group, then we're not going to make it. So we got to put the tribe first, the group first, the nation first, build power for the group, for the tribe, for the nation. The nation protects the people, and the people can move and boogie as they're supposed to. So again, thank you guys very much. I will most certainly be in touch. I'm going to send all of you guys the link to the website so you can go link to the website page so you can most certainly be the first of the ones getting ones, and then we'll continue to build from there. So thank you guys again. I appreciate it. God bless, and I will most certainly be in touch. Y'all have a good one.
All right.